Hello everyone, this is Aranshika Jain working as a legal intern with Lexis and Law Company for the month of July. I hope all of you are doing amazing and doing great. So I am back with a new topic and today I would be discussing regarding a very important fundamental right, that is a right to internet. So let's discuss that and analyze how this right is very important for every citizen, and let's also talk this topic regarding the position going in Jammu and Kashmir and what they are facing right now. So India gained the recognition as the world's internet shutdown capital when network failures became more common around the world. So this was violation of Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which stipulates that everyone has a right to freedom of thought and expression, including the freedom to hold opinions without interference and the freedom to seek, receive, and impart the information. So, after the controversial repeal of Article 370, Kashmir is still facing, yet struggling to emerge from the Stone Age with no full internet connections. However, recent statements which are made by the Indian court acknowledging the critical role of the internet have also become a beacon of hope for advocates of human rights and also the constitutional liberties. One such decision has also been taken by the Supreme Court in a very famous landmark judgment, that is Anuradha Bhasin and Andar versus Union of India. The petitioners in this case, they had approached the Honorable Court under its own writ jurisdiction, requesting that it set aside or quash the orders, notifications, directions, and circulars that had been terminated mobile phone networks, internet services, and even landline connectivity, which imposed movement restrictions in the valley. So let's discuss today and let's understand what are the situations and what are the consequences are there after being a shutdown of the internet connections in the Kashmir Valley. So first the question arises, let's talk about Article 19 interpretation regarding this. So in the case of Anuradha Bhasin, the petitioner stated that the challenge restriction it infringed the right to freedom of speech and expression as well as the right to free commerce and avocations. To that aim, the court made some observations on the nature of fundamental rights, noting that particularly the ambit of Article 19, which provides for a multitude of freedoms to a citizen of India. Also, fundamental rights, they are the heart of the citizens and of the heart of the Indian Constitution, since they define people existence and regulate their interactions on the state. So the current article, let's focus on Article 19. So in clause 1 of Article 19, a right to freedom, it sets forth six rights which is accessible to an Indian citizen, including that freedom of speech and expression, the right to practice any profession or to carry any activity, trade, business, and the next is the right to gather peacefully without weapons and so on. So these rights however are not absolute, but they are subject to some of the reasonable restrictions which have been set up by the government. So now let's discuss what is the dictum or what is the judgment which is given by the Supreme Court regarding a very important case that we are discussing. So Supreme Court had just put a few points to decide the current petition. They asked that, so it is true that freedom of speech and expression as well as the freedom to practice any profession or to carry any activity via the internet among the rights guaranteed by the High Court under Part 3 of the Constitution. The second, they asked that, is the government's move to restrict internet access legal? So the court recognized that flow of information is not only a normative exception under the Constitution, but it is also a requirement under natural law, and thus no law should be passed secretly unless there is some specific ground of privilege or countervailing public interest to be balanced, which must be explicitly claimed by the state. And the court also relied on another judgment, that is Ram Jethmalani versus Union of India, to require the publishing of decision with far-reaching implications of the for the individual rights and freedom. It expressly ruled that the government argument, that is it is too difficult to provide numerous orders issued and withdrawn on a daily basis, is not a legitimate jurisdiction to deny any other publication. So it's a time to conclude our topic. So we can understand that the court have failed to apply the law to the circumstances of the current case. As a result, the directives given fall short of elevating the current plight of the people of the Kashmir. The duty for obeying the court orders has been assigned to the state, which is a primary offender of this violation of right in this instance. It is also worth noting that the court has only allowed the right to free expression in the speech, as well as the right to do any trade or any activity by the medium of internet, so but not the right of the internet itself. So this creates a very paradoxical scenario in which the former rights are dependent on the later, which has not been recognized as a basic right. So it becomes an intellectual exercise, and subsequent court declarations are likely to attain coherence. Internet significance is very important from strategic to everyday matters, cannot be overstated. Finally, the Supreme Court remarks are worth noting. Law should imbibe the technological development and accordingly mold its rules so as to cater to the needs of the people. So I hope all of you have understood that right to internet is a very important fundamental right. We can even look this matter with the current scenario, or we can look it with reference to COVID-19, that due to this pandemic we have even shifted our activity from all offline work to online work. So internet is very essential. But if any part of your country faces such violation with such restrictions, it's a high time for the government or the judiciary to realize that. So I hope everything will be normal in the Kashmir. I hope all of you have understood my topic, and if you have any important or any important doubt or query, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. Thank you very much for listening me, and always keep smiling.